Now I could bring that to because you knew I was a Muslim before becoming a Christian.
Oof.
So one thing that I would be scared is not be able to pray the 5 times, and it became like assignment. It was like a homework. It was like I must do it, and it was so controlling, and it was just like I must do it, and I remember it felt like it messed up my whole day because I wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't enjoying it, and I remember I would get goosebumps when I would pray, and I'm like, because I wasn't praying, I was reciting,
Mm,
I was repeating
mm.
something that goes with what Jesus said. They go in the corner and they're repeating the same word over and over, and that's what I was doing, and it wasn't a connection. Then I end up praying back to Jesus because I'm like, I'm not feeling that connection. And
Mm.
imagine you having a relationship with someone and just going saying the same thing over and over, but you don't hear them out, and they don't hear you. They just hear the same thing over and over. And that's not
Mm.
a relationship. You don't
No,
get to build love.
no.
And I remember having an experience with the, I would say, the spirit of Islam, and it was supposedly embraced me and showing me love, and I was lifted up. Right, it was a dream, but I was in the spirit. It left me up so high, and I was just like, oh wow, like, and then I was afraid, and I was, wait a minute, because I was saying, Allah, I love you, right? And I was like, wait a minute, if this is God, why I don't feel like I'm being loved. The way felt lifted, you would think like a parent lifting a baby, with love. I felt like it was an envy, like, oh, just wanted to pick me up and slam me, like that type of love. I was like, wait a minute, put me down. And I woke up. And I was like, what? I was in love. And that's from there. I gave my testimony before, but I'm not going back to that. But then I could tell you when I became a Christian, I felt the same thing, but now I was on a mountain, right? And then I remember saying, Yo, te amo. And I felt lifted, but I was being embraced in love. And I started crying, like, Lord, like, why you love me so much? And it was just like I love you as that goes the love as a parent. And he picked me up in his hand, and I felt overwhelmed with joy, and I was tearing and crying, screaming from the top of my lungs, like, Yo, te amo. And bro, that's when I experienced a different about real love. They'll embrace you. They'll appreciate you. They'll hold you, and they'll protect you. And that's how I felt in God's arm. And that is a toxic relationship and a real healthy relationship. So you get to balance both, and you're like, wait a minute, I want healthy. I want real love. And that's when we decide to step out of a toxic relationship. All right, right. So, bro, this is crazy. Now I'm going deep, man. No, this is not conspiracy theories. I'm going
Okay,
deep.
okay.
So, okay. So, remember the movies? I don't watch scary movies anymore because now I got to witness like what it is. Scary movies
Same.
actually, people being um what is it? Inspired, right?
Inspired.
By the spiritual realms,
Yes,
but
yes,
by the enemy,
yes.
because they don't serve God, so they're being inspired by the enemy. So I was sleeping and I was dreaming. But you remember the movie, the cartoon, I think it was the Cowardly Dog, something like that?
Courage the
There we
Cowardly Dog.
go. Courage, he had no courage. He needed some. Oh my goodness. Okay, yes. So you remember that the scenery, right? It was like abandoned house, all dusty, old woods, and it was like in the desert, right? And there was always a squeaky door, right? And the cartoon, pretty much it was that, literally the same house with it was like a porch, right? Not balcony, it's like that porch made of wood. So it that spirit, looked it looked like a mixture of a dog and human at the same time. It was something really creepy.
Hmm.
Um, I remember calling Allah, right? And that thing ran out. It was standing on its 2 feet and then dropped to 4 feet. When it got near, I called Allah. I'm like, what? That thing became furious, but at the same time, it was like mocking me. And they had the power to bite my thumb. But when it bit it, I was like, oh, wait a minute. This cannot be a dream because in dreams, you don't feel pain. I literally felt like someone was biting me in the physical realm. So when that happened, it got a hold of my spirit now. So from the dream, spiritual dream, he bit me. Oh shit, whatever that thing bit me, and appeared in my room, and now my spirit was out of my body.
A demon.
So
It was a
yes,
demon
a
that bit you, right?
demon, yes, and it wasn't even like it wasn't even a strong, powerful demon like like you would think it would be something really powerful, and it wasn't. It was something so ugly, and well, it was strong at that time because I didn't serve God. But this one thing that I remember, I'm like, wait a minute, in the spiritual realm, bro, I only call out twice, I think. And I already knew when they started mocking and laughing, I already knew it wasn't God. I'm like, wait a minute,
Mhm.
that's not God. So in the spirit, you have like you have this knowledge and wisdom that your physical brain doesn't have. So my spirit sensed it, and it was just like, wait a minute, that's not God. That cannot be God. So I gave it more authority, but when I started calling it out, so I figured that out right away, which is crazy. That's why when you're in the spirit and you serve God, you have discernment. So I said in English, knowing that I know what God in English means, I said, God help me, bro. And it was so easy. God answered me and said, I heard a audible voice, bro, in my right ear. Try Jesus. So now we're in my room and he said, try Jesus. I remember, and I remember, bro, and it's crazy because every time I think about that testimony, I'm testifying in front of people. It's like, it makes me so humble, like back back to the beginning, like, whoa, God, like you didn't have to do that. I was not serving you. And I remember in the spirit, my soul had a heartbeat, which was crazy. I'm like, how my heart has a heartbeat? The beat that was making it was literally saying, you're alive because I'm alive because of Jesus. I'm alive because of Jesus. I was like, wait a minute, what? As I started feeling that, it's like that spirit became a coward now, but it was coming closer, like trying to take me out. But I remember the closer I got, the braver the heartbeat became, and I just became full of life. I'm like, wait a minute. In my spirit, bro, I was like, Jesus. I'm like, He is the way. And I'm like, remember say, I didn't want to wait any longer. I said, Jesus. And it was just like if it was an echo, bro, and it just all of a sudden I think melted. You know how the word said the mountain melts like wax before the snow? Bro, that thing melted and it left behind the skin. I don't know. I just transferred to another dimension, teleported somewhere and left the skin there, but only because the name of Jesus took it out. And I remember God gave me the wisdom to understand I gotta go back in my body. I was in my spirit.
Mm, mm,
Something I didn't mention, that thing was spinning me around before it appeared to my actual room.
mm,
So it was
mm,
a portal spinning me around like a
mm,
tornado.
mm.
So the evidence that I took when I went back into my body, I remember feeling the door because I ran so fast it felt like poof, like an impact, like two trains colliding against each other. I woke up, jumped up like this movie, bro, it just jumped up like so quick. And I remember running to turn the light on, and I was spinning. Not my physical body, but when I closed my eyes, my soul was spinning inside my body. Like when you get a hangover, that's how I felt, but that was the physical evidence that God allows me to take to my physical body. I was still spinning, and my body was just trying to settle back inside place. And I remember I'm like, wait a minute. Oh no, I'm not a Muslim. After that, I became a Christian, but I have to experience after that about it. But that's when I realized Jesus is the way, man. Yeah.